just doing this quick message. Um, so, for those of you that have followed me for a while, um, I try to be transparent about my life, my upbringing. Um, ooh, excuse me, rebuke that. I try to be transparent in regards to, the people that I have crossed paths with and that I've been fortunate enough to meet. Okay. So I've met quite a few celebrated politicians and celebrities, philanthropists, teachers, professors, and I've really enjoyed being in their company through my father because I would never been able to meet them without my father. Um, but I used to have Twitter. I had Twitter, and when I was on Twitter, I know people they try to connect the dots and put the puzzle pieces in, but for a long time there was Paris, and it's a European curriculum. It's very rigorous, and it does help you in regards to your children. They can actually skip a whole year, their freshman year in college, or they can skip a semester. So it's like you kind of buy out credits because you're taking college level courses um, in high school. I personally think it's more rigorous than AP. This is just my professional opinion. Okay, but I digress. We're getting into curriculums and academics. Okay. So I was in the IB program, and that was in my junior year when I first started. So you start during your junior year. So I took IB art, and there was an opportunity to travel to Paris. Okay, there was an opportunity to travel to Paris, and I was so excited, because my father speaks French. He spoke French, and he visited a lot of francophone countries, and he used to sing to me in French when I was a little girl. So that was like our love language among other languages that we used to communicate with each other with. Like my father loved music, so that was a form of communication for us as well. But I'm digressing, darlings. I'm digressing. So this trip to Paris for art, I was so excited about, and I think it was about maybe like a week before we were supposed to fly out. My father canceled my ticket. He canceled my flight, and I was furious. Okay. I was furious because I'm like, embarrassed me in front of my peers, because I'm in art class, and I'm like, no, this does not happen. I am the homecoming queen. Oh, hell to the no. We cannot have this, darling. No, reputation. So I went down to the principal's office and I asked him to use his phone. I was bold like that. I was like, nobody can hear this. I need to go to the principal's office. So he let me into his office, and I called my father. He was in a meeting in Pretoria. He knew that call was coming from me. So he didn't pick up, okay? I was heated. And so when I got home from school, I spoke to my father, and he was a bit apprehensive in regards to like really answering my question in regards to like why I couldn't go to Paris. He was like, your grades aren't good. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Because my brother, he went to Spain um, for was it like I was like, okay, you want to learn to speak Spanish, you can go to Madrid. So I'm like, okay, he did Spanish in high school, I did French. So it was like, come on, immerse me in the culture. I'm into it. So I was heated because they went for 2 weeks and I'm back in South Africa, okay? Hindsight is 2020. And my father was very good. Like he was really like his intuitive capabilities. I'm not even there yet. Long story short, I found out why when actually in the art program, they came back to they told me this. And I'm telling my dad, like, oh my gosh, I could have met Destiny's Child. And he was like, blah. He was like, I don't care. No disrespect to Destiny's Child. I love Kelly, okay? Latavia, love you. Latoya, love you. Love you, okay? Stop it. Stop, okay? It's not you, okay? Um, and when I was 17, Aaliyah was murdered. And um, it was just, I'm not going to get into the details, but um, the U.S. Embassy, a lot of people knew me because they thought I looked like a look-alike of Aaliyah. But I always acknowledged her beauty. I never absorbed that. You know what I'm saying? It was a compliment. I loved all her work. My mother listened to her music. Okay. It's family love unit. Like we loved her. You know what I mean? But I digress. And the reason why I realized like my father had actually knew about it. He didn't want me to meet Beyonce. Ooh, I don't want to hear the truth. Yeah, so my father saved me from having close contact with Beyonce. And he knew that she was going to be in Paris and that the girls from my class, they were going to meet with her because they had planned, they were all going to stay at the same hotel. So they ended up meeting them in Paris. So my father was like, no, you can't meet her. All right. So now you know. Daddy knows best. Smooches, 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 smooches.